All right. Hello, accountability buddies. This is Les with another episode of Less is More Healthy. And it's the last day of my vacation. I did not hit episode 100. I'm going to clean off the lens there a little bit because it's filthy. Got a lot of dust on it, apparently, my last couple of rides. Um, Picked a noisy location. There's a bird that's going crazy at my presence. And of course, the minute I sit down and hit record, many cars go by, many loud cars. I was going to hang around at home and wait for an Amazon delivery of a new set of tires or a new tire for the bike. And I decided not to wait around because I was afraid I would not get my last ride in for this vacation. Um, so I am out and about doing my ride. I'm only a mile in, and I've recorded here before. It's not my favorite spot to record, obviously, with the birds, lawnmowers, and the train might go by at any moment, plus cars going by. So this is going to be a short ride because uh, I've been doing more hills on my rides and pushing myself to do a little better on the hills. And by a little better, I mean a little faster, pushing my capabilities a little bit with them. And uh, it is hard on my legs. So, um, yeah, I feel a little self-conscious recording, a bunch of people going by, people giving me looks and whatnot. Trying not to be self-conscious about recording because why should I be? Um, but yeah, so my legs are still really sore. I don't know if it's from my 25 mile ride that I did um, third Friday. Friday, I did a 25 mile ride. I did a, what is it, 12 mile? I don't even remember how many miles the ride was on Thursday. And then I did a 25 mile ride on Friday. That was actually really nice. Just a really good, solid ride. The rail trail was really rough. That was just mainly all hills. I do want to do some more rides like that. Maybe not, 25 miles, 24 miles of straight hill. But I do want to do more hills as part of my routine because it's really good for my cardiovascular activities, which is going to be part of my 100 update. My resting heart rate has dropped significantly since I started exercising, and especially since I started cycling and started doing hills as part of that exercise. Um, so yeah, pretty excited about that. I'll get more into that in episode 100. This is only episode 98, so two more to go, and I'll probably hit episode 100 next week at some point. I will be doing some walks before work. Got to figure out my work schedule for the upcoming work week. I start in tomorrow with kids and groups. We're going to do some smelting. We're going to smelt some metal, not smelt. I think we're just heating it and melting it. Anyway, it's going to be cool. So I'm looking forward to that. I did the rail trail. I didn't record an episode for Saturday, but I did the. Was it Saturday? Was it yesterday or was it Friday? I don't remember. I did the rail trail from Danvers to its end in Boxford, and that was really good. There were a couple of spots. There was a spot where I turned off the trail because I thought I was going to be able to get back onto the trail more easily and cut through a um, disc golf court. Is it a court, field, whatever, pitch? I think it's a pitch. Went through that, thinking it was going to be a lot easier to get back onto the trail, and instead ended up going through some single track, which was really cool. Would be really cool for walking. But the rest of the trail from there on was really nice, but not as cleaned up as the rest of the trail is. So a little harder to navigate. The tires that I've got on the bike were great for it, um, but these tires are just not what I want on the bike. They're 2-inch tires. They're really durable, but they're also very slow. Lots of background noise. Sorry about that. I think it's gonna like come out pretty easily. But anyway, yeah, they're very slow tires. So we're gonna see what happens um, if I get some better tires on it. That the new tire is arriving today. We're gonna see how that looks. I do have a tire that matches it in the garage, so those are better. They're more street tires. I don't know if I will put these tires back onto this bike. These might go onto a different bike. Um, like I've said many times, I'm not particularly fond of these tires. They're very hard to get on and off. It's just like trials and tribulations with them. I did figure out the right angle for the seat. I feel like I got to lift it up a little bit and maybe slide it back a little more. But it's just been kind of a trial with figuring out the right positioning for the seat and what is the most comfortable. Because that 25-mile ride hurt again. It was not a comfortable ride. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm feeling pretty good, other than like the muscle soreness. I do have a doctor's appointment coming up in September where I am going to talk to her about getting off the statin, which, from what I understand, can lead to some muscle weakness and soreness as a side effect. The other thing that I got to talk to her about is the dizziness that I think I'm getting from the blood pressure medication. I can barely bend over without feeling super dizzy when I stand back up. I know that that can be signs of other things, but it doesn't happen when I forget that medication. So, got a bunch of stuff I gotta check into with the doctor, and yeah. Otherwise, I'm feeling pretty good. Like I said, just a little bit more muscle soreness than I really would like to have. Um, I did take a day off from riding yesterday, just kind of doing some stuff on my wife's bike. Her rack needed a mount made for it so that the rack in the back, the like luggage rack, could sit level, because you really want your racks to sit level on the bike, and hers just wouldn't with how it was set up. So now it's set up so it's perfectly level. I also made a rack for the rear light out of a piece of recycled aluminum, and fixed her front light back onto the front of the bike with some Velcro ties. So we'll see how that works for her. If it works for her, she'll probably lose that front light, so I got to figure out something to hold that on better. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. Not really a whole. It's not. This isn't a big update. Just the bike is running really well now. I did figure out the problem with the rear cassette. I'd watched some videos by the Velo Trace, um, who used a VG Sports cassette, and he was getting some really bad shifting and some really bad wobble in his rear mech. And I was having the same issue. And the problem that he reported is that the um, lock nut for the cassette, I think it's called the lock nut, the little nut thing, the screw that holds the cassette onto the whole thing, was too long, and that is what I think caused my whole thing to loosen up. So I switched it out for a Shimano little lock screw nut thing, and I haven't had a problem since. I haven't put as many miles on it since I had the VG Sports one on it, but I'm getting close. I think I've put 30 or 40 miles on it since then, over 30, definitely close to 40. Yeah. And I'll definitely reach that today, and it's showing no signs of loosening up. So I'm thinking it was that VG Sports lock nut being just a smidge too long. So that's good news. Um, Yeah, I'm just gonna go out and get the ride over with. I said over with. I'm looking forward to this ride. I love this ride. Um, but yeah, that's where we're at. And I'll see you next time. Thanks and bye.